Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake, and what we're going to make are whole wheat cinnamon rolls or cinnamon buns. A lot of people have written and asked for, a healthier version of cinnamon rolls, so that's why I'm doing this recipe. So let's get started. First off, I want to give you the recipe. I made the dough in my bread maker on the dough cycle. You certainly can make it by hand if you prefer. I will have all the directions and ingredients below the video. Now I'm making the dough. You'll need 4 cups of whole wheat flour. You're going to use a half a cup of granulated sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt. You're going to use a cup of water at 110 Fahrenheit. You're going to need 2 eggs, which I do beat in a small bowl, 1 egg white, which I also just beat it a little bit, 3 tablespoons of oil. That's going to be your choice of what type you like to use, and you'll need 3 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Now for the filling, you will need 3 tablespoons of butter, and you need it either super soft or even melted completely, whatever you want to do, 1 cup of brown sugar, and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And then of course, to top them off, you can make a powdered sugar glaze with milk or water to whatever thickness and consistency that you want. Or of course you could use cream cheese and butter and powdered sugar and vanilla and to top your rolls off with. Now, I'm just going to take my dough out of my container here, and I'm going to put a little bit of whole wheat flour on my countertop. Of course, you don't want to use too much flour, but you got to be able to work with the dough and prevent that sticking. Now, what I do want to tell you is this is only half of the recipe that I have that I'm showing you right now. Okay? In other words, I generally cut this in half, and I make smaller cinnamon rolls. But of course, if you do not want to make small cinnamon rolls, take the whole, piece of dough out and roll it out to a 9 by 13, okay? But like I said, I like to make, in the whole wheat, I like to make them just a little bit smaller. So that's why I have 2 pieces of dough instead of 1. And then I'll just roll it out with my rolling pin to make a rectangle. Okay, whoops. So you're not going to make it too big. Just like that, out on your board or countertop or whatever you're doing it on. Okay, I'll set that aside. So as you'll see, the ingredients, the amounts are smaller because they're cut in half. And then I'm just going to brush the butter on top, all over. I'm going to try to make sure that it's nice and equal all the way around. Okay, like that. This is so quick to put together, okay? The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to need brown sugar. So I'm just taking the brown sugar and I'm just sprinkling it all over. I try to keep away from the edge, the very edge, as much as possible. A ½ inch out, that type of thing. And just put that all over the top. Okay, and again, I'm trying to leave the edges out just a little bit here. And then we're going to put the cinnamon. We're going to sprinkle that on top. And of course, you can mix the cinnamon and the sugar together in a bowl. But I like like to just sprinkle it on the way that I'm showing you I'm doing it now. Okay? All right. So the next thing, of course, is we're going to roll it up. And I'm going to roll it this way so that you can maybe perhaps see it better. I'm going to start on the long end, then I'm going to roll it up like this that you can see, and then just, you know, roll it. Doesn't have to be real tight, but snug. Roll it up as a jelly roll till you come to the end, and of course you're going to have to seal off that edge. Now I'm just going to bring it closer to me and then just start sealing off that. And then I just make the ends almost like I'm folding, wrapping or folding a package up. I just press and then I just bring it in. And then just try to get your log relatively the same size. Okay? And now, of course, you're going to need a sharp knife, or I like to use actually string. I find it easier. Okay? And I'm going to just lay them on a pan. Now, and either use parchment paper for it, or heavily grease it. And then what you're going to do is just cut them with a knife. And what you're, well, the whole recipe, you're going to get nice 12, maybe even 13 very large cinnamon rolls. Okay, but like I said, I cut my, you know, my recipe, I make it in 2 batches because I get smaller rolls, and then just make them anywhere from you know, 1 inch or 1/2 inch, and then place them on your tray. And it's so easy. I really like cutting them with the string because it just, I don't know, it just seems easier for me. So lay your string underneath, and then of course, as you see, just crisscross it, bring it all the way down, and you'll have a nice clean cut on the edge. When you're baking these, put them close together as they bake. I think they actually bake up nicer that way. Now, once you get them all cut and you get them in your pan or your tray, you're going to preheat your oven at 350 degrees. Now, before they go into the oven, of course, they're going to need to be double in size. And that could take 30 minutes, it could take an hour. It really depends on the temperature in your kitchen. Cover them with a clean kitchen towel or a piece of plastic wrap till they're double. Then again, once they're double, then you'll want to put them in that oven at 350. And they could take you anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes. Watch them closely because you don't want them to burn. Not only the bottom, but the tops will burn very quickly on you. So do keep an eye on them. Okay, I'm not going to cut the rest of them because you certainly got the idea, and I'm sure you've made cinnamon rolls before. So I want to show you what they look like once they're baked up. So of course I'd like to just rinse my hands very quickly here. All right. And I'm going to show you how they turn out. Now you can see again, these are smaller cinnamon rolls. If you want the larger ones, as I mentioned, you're going to get 12 large ones, and I find this size is just perfect with the whole wheat. Let's take one out to show you. Now they're a little bit warm yet, so, but I want to take one out Okay. Now I glazed these with powdered sugar and milk. They are a little bit warm for me to be doing this, but they come out absolutely delicious. I know a lot of people think, oh, well, if it's whole wheat, they're going to be really dense and they're going to be really heavy. And they come out very, very light and very delicate. They have a nice texture to them. They taste absolutely wonderful with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. And then I'm just going to show you, you'll have your nice crispy sides to it. But let me just unroll this. Again, this is still very warm in my hands, but it's very light. As you can see it coming away, it's just so light and fluffy. They really are delicious cinnamon rolls. I hope you try this recipe. If you do and you like it, well, leave a comment because I always like to hear from you. As always, I want to thank you for watching Diane Lovetobake. Please subscribe to my channel, and just to remind everyone that all my videos are only seen on YouTube. Well, that's it for me today. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.